What's up guys, today I've got some new details for you on the level Monstropolis. I'm glad we get to go to another Pixar world, as Toy Box really was the best world so far to look for details. Hope you guys enjoy. And without further ado, let's start the list, and it's a Monstropolis. So let's start with something fun. I was able to find the A113 reference in this level, just like in Toy Box. It's near the end of the level, just on top of a door. I was able to find the Pizza Planet truck, or at least a picture of the Pizza Planet truck, next to one of the Lucky Mickey emblems. For those of you unaware, these icons are located in the Toy Box level and all the Pixar films. Links to those in the description below. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the Pixar ball in this level. Please comment down below if you guys know where it is. So right next to the Pizza Planet truck, you can find a laugh schedule for the week ending May 29th, making me think that it's June 2001. I really want to see people debate what time it is in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Since Monsters Inc. is a business, they're probably keeping up-to-date reports on the work floor, so I'm confident that this report is accurate. It also appears they work from Monday to Saturday, and they're running a basic Excel table from the looks of it. I have no idea what the words in the table say though. The time period being June 2001 also works somewhat with the lore of the game. Donald's magic changes how Sora and the gang look, not what time period they are in a world. This would corroborate one of the sports games in Toy Box, as that was also a sports game that said 2001 on the cover. I am aware that Monsters Inc. came out in 2001, so the 2001 sheet is probably related to that. Maybe Kingdom Hearts is in the multiverse now? Do you know how we know that Monsters Inc. is successful? I assume this to mean profits by time, and this can be found in a few spots throughout the level. The flatline projection also starts from about May-June to suggest that the forecast is for June and after. This is actually pretty cool. Before you can even use the grind rail to progress in the level, there are a ton of cool signs that you can see in the office. Though I think these signs were in the movie, but it's still cool to cover. The MOSH poster, the Monster Occupational Safety and Hazard poster. The hazard identification symbols all seem legitimate, and I really like the attention to detail for the poison symbol. Instead of a regular skull and crossbones, it's a monster skull and crossbones. What really caught my eyes is the $4.75 per hour wage. Damn, the US minimum wage in 2020 isn't that far from $4.75. It's $7.25 for those of you wondering. Makes me think who the real monsters are. Oh god, let's not make this political. Rule number 1 poster. If we don't make the customer laugh, somebody else will. I do have a question though. Does this mean that Monsters Inc. has a competitor? That's what this poster implies, and I don't remember them ever having referenced the competitor in the movie. Door Station Operation Overview. I don't know why they blurred this poster, because they actually came up with the text to write in the poster, unlike another we will see. 2 that really stood out to me is the one in red, saying to call tech support immediately if abnormal conditions are observed. Like their entire job is an abnormal condition. And 2, keep food off the control panel. The only way that rule could be made is if someone put food on the control panel and messed up. The Laughter Report Analysis Paper. This is the most interesting one to me at face value, but I can't read a thing on it. I'm not sure if those words are another language or just some random letter configurations. What do you guys think? Throughout the level, we will see various signs that will warrant a second look. I don't know why, but I think it's so cool to see signs like the forklift operating area sign with a monster on it. I never noticed this until I started looking for them. We can't ignore the laser radiation beam sign. Sora's taken a lot of hits with the laser and still happens to be alive. The Watch Your Step sign also has a horned monster on it. I think the hard hat area sign is my favorite though. It's a dinosaur and a hard hat. Genius. Maybe that's how they got extinct. It wasn't the Ice Age or meteors. They weren't wearing their hard hats. Muck Odorant is a play on the words deodorant, and since muck is gross, it works. I mean, just look at the Pokemon Muck. It's gross, so having an odorant with it will make you smell badly. And it works because it's Monsters Inc. Very clever. Considering muck odorant is normal in Monstropolis, I'm surprised Sora and gang didn't notice any weird smells in the place, to be honest. Also, if they spray muck odorant to smell nice, does that mean that when creatures in Monsters Inc. world sweat, they smell sweet like flowers and chocolate? I may be thinking too much into this. This is an extremely useless glitch that I found, just like Kingdom of Corona's glitch, except this one is a little harder to get to work. But with enough practice, you too can waste minutes of your life on end, just falling into a chair, sort of. Before Sora hits away the tanks, if you read them, they say max laugh capacity 8400 SUV. I'm not entirely sure what the SUV could mean, but I'm thinking SUV stands for scare up volume. Definitely the V is volume, and I think S is scare, and they haven't made a unit to measure laugh power, so this is a holdover. I like that the tanks have the sticker from the poster we saw back in the office for the Mosh poster. Continuity is always a plus. Hear that, Nomura? Continuity. Cough cough, wink wink. This writing was also in Monsters Inc.'s movie, FYI. The tanks also seem to disintegrate when they hit any object, and Sora cannot ride the tanks. This is on the list just so I can ask you guys, does the number 273485 mean anything to you? I used the most powerful tool at my disposal, Google, to find out if it was related to Monsters Inc. and got back no relevant results. I then did the unthinkable and went to the fabled second page of Google and found nothing, so I gave up. The keyboard is cool though. Sometimes I wish there were less things to type on a keyboard in the real world. The first sign tells us to remember to fill out any time cards, then immediately the next sign says that if we have to ask, the answer is no. My favorite ways to get fired is definitely 5, 7, and 8. Photocopying your tail, breathing fire in the bathrooms, and posting scare reports on Ain't It Cruel News. There is also the classic threat, it's my way or the highway. There is a sign with a bunch of people laughing, do not feed the dispatcher. And of course, to round it out, the big and bold no whining note. This is great. Based off this area alone, working here is definitely not on my priority list. To think funny and be funny signs with balloons make me think that this place really is just abusing the workers. Plus there's the smile posters in the cubicles area that makes me think that there's not a lot of smiling going on in Monstropolis. Read the journal, guys. There's a few nuggets of jokes if we lose some brain cells and think funny. Spiked turtle toad, best advice ever. And if he swallows you, don't let it swallow you. Flower snake, sound advice. Bring the hurt before it can bring the noise. Flood, best insult ever. I wish I could tell that to my ex. Agile but otherwise unimpressive. If Jiminy Cricket gave advice like this to people on the Gummyphone/journal, the world would be a better place. Okay guys, this is my favorite one on the list. Unlike Toy Box's snacks, or should I say bars, Monsters Inc. snack names have a lot of character in them. Here we go. The first one we have is blort. This is a real word in the English language. I know, right? This is why my standardized test scores were so bad. Anyways, blort is a liquid that comes out through the nose. Great idea for a snack. We also have primordial ooze. Any type of ooze that you can eat just sounds gross. Primordial just means it's super old, like land before time old. Next is sinew chews. Sinew is a piece of tough, fibrous tissue from the body. I imagine that being equivalent to beef jerky in their universe. Same old raccoon, no idea how raccoons taste? This might taste good for all we know. It might even taste like chicken. I'm in the mood for raccoon now. Big bite. This is one of the biggest gambles you'll have to take in the snack machine. What exactly constitutes the bite in the big bite? Charcoal, metal, a fungus, blorts, ooze, sinew chews? Sugar, salt, and fat, a personal favorite of mine. You know what you're putting in your body, well, the basic components. It might be that, surrounded by something gross again. Perfect for those of you that are health conscious though. And finally, my favorite snack in the machine, polyvinyl chloride. This really is the best one. I hope you guys will believe me, but polyvinyl chloride is the main material used in PVC pipes. At first I thought I read the snack machine wrong, or then I thought I googled this wrong, but that's what it says, that's what they eat. I'm not sure what type of monsters eat this, but this is definitely something that is not edible to humans. Maybe the fire monsters eat PVC pipes. All in all, the food in the universe is scary. This is one of the only places in the game that I was able to keep the flow motion chain going indefinitely. This is another one that's just on the list for me, but I feel you all should know about it. I feel like I'm one of the few that enjoyed flow motion in DDD, and I'm glad that I could keep spamming it here. Spoiler alert, in the movie it's Scarer of the Month until the end, but in the game they actually switched the sign. Very small detail that the developers got right is Monsters Inc. doesn't scare anymore, they make the children laugh. It's like they knew we would be looking for this, and they even left the mop there, which mirrors the movie's mop, and the two bins are almost identical. Time for the rapid fire facts. For some reason, some of the gauges have horns on them, no idea why. I guess it's scarier with horns, or maybe it's funnier. I think it's more weird than anything. If you hit the fire alarm call point, it actually rings an alarm or bell. Not sure how interested in fire safety they are in Monsters Inc., since some of the monsters actually breathe fire. So this may just be me, but for the three of us that didn't know, it's actually possible to return to Monsters Inc. using the rails. You don't have to go to a save point and switch locations. There is only one spot in the level where the dials move. I guess there is only a meltdown in one section of the factory. This CDA agent really is in deep thought. Just looking at the Mickey emblem on the ground, I felt so bad talking to him. I found the spot where the doors spawn. Yeah, that's it. This is another one for me. When Goofy poses, he squints his eyes a bit, and you can see his eyelids. Like, it's not the simple ovals from the previous games. We've come a long way from KH1. Unlike the toy store balloons, which release helium when you pop them, these balloons release confetti after you pop them. How magical. That's the Disney magic right there. And the last one on the list is something that we all knew, but I thought it was cool and just wanted to show it. When Mike and Sully are keeping Boo occupied, these are the funny faces that they make. And this is Boo's reaction to what they are doing. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys like the content I'm putting out. Next up on the list is Arendelle. Hopefully I can find anything. Even a snowflake that is different from another snowflake might be cool, because I don't remember seeing anything noteworthy in that level. Until next time.